interested in a trade school. Most of the trade schools in Oregon are for cosmetology. So trade schools for different types of trades that are not junior college would be something, hold on, would be something that she wants to explain to you that they have at WyoTech. So at the end, we'll take questions, and I know at the end, so you gotta listen to what she has to say first, and then she'll take questions, okay?
Yeah, I try to get through it pretty quickly, guys. So first of all, do we have any seniors in here at all? Couple, okay, good job. So you all are probably thinking about your future and your career, which I hope, because it's gonna be coming pretty fast. And we hate it when you know you have to panic there at the end, so you don't have a plan. How many of you are thinking maybe a 2 or 4 year university after school? That's what's happening all over the place. How about military? Are any of you thinking military? Awesome, thank you so much. We get a lot of students that come out of the military after their commitment, and they come out with what's called GI Bill. And with that GI Bill, it pays for school, and they take every program we have. So I just enrolled, we'll take questions after, okay? I just enrolled 2 Marines that headed to Japan for their last stint. And they've already enrolled for WyoTech, so when they get back after they finish their commitment, they head straight to Laramie, because they've been working on diesel rigs all this time, and they want to get their civilian certification so that they can start working on vehicles. Have any of you thought about local community college? How about the trade schools? Yes, that's what we are. Some of you might think you want to take a gap year, which I want to try to discourage just a little bit, because I talk to a lot of students that take that gap year and they make it pretty hard on themselves to get into school or whatever their plan is for college, for a career. You get into a job, because in that year, life goes on, you've got to get a job. And sometimes it's hard to break away from that job, but the employer doesn't want you to go. Or you get into a relationship and that puts a whole new pitch in the game. So I just suggest you jump right out of school and into whatever is going to get you forward in your career. And some of you will go straight to work right out of high school. I completely understand that. The owner of WyoTech was sitting in high school just like you back in the 70s. He didn't like school very much. He knew what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. He wanted to be a rancher. So he asked his parents if he could get his GED and go to WyoTech. They said yes. He graduated from WyoTech in 1976. It's been around since 66. He later became an instructor at WyoTech and eventually the president of WyoTech. And in 2018, it became owned by a corporation. And we all know corporations, it's more about the money than it is the student. So they made some choices he could not stay on board for. And he wound up resigning, and WyoTech's reputation tanked. They all shut down. The only thing that was left was 12 students and 12 teachers at the Laramie, Wyoming campus. And Jim Mathis found an opportunity to buy the school. His advisor said, you better change the name because of the reputation. He said, absolutely not. He said, this country needs the skills that can come out of there, and we are going to bring back the reputation. And they've done that. There's almost 3,000 employers attached to the school now. So I'm going to show you a quick video of Jim Mathis talking about the culture of the school.
I believe God put us on this earth to follow a path. Some of those paths will lead you to the highest of mountains and the lowest of valleys. But what is your path? Is it knowing your brand and who you are in an age where there's so much unknown? All we know is what we're told to think and who we are told to be. What people don't realize is the American dream is different for everyone. Generations of people came to this country to be part of something bigger. Through blood, sweat, and tears, they created the foundation of this country. Like those before us, WyoTech is passing the torch to future generations. So we established a brand that makes the American dream yours. Students come to us from all walks of life with a passion for the trades, the backbone of America. Know your brand, forge your path. Take hold of your future with WyoTech.
That's legit. Jim driving the car, riding the horse. This is the brand on his ranch. It's also the brand for our school. Love trades. So our motto at WyoTech is best training, best student experience, and best outcomes. And I know that they do this. I actually live in Oregon. I live in the Medford area. I have the whole state of Oregon that I travel talking to students like you. But the reason I know that this is what, that they do live up to this is because I was at a small family-owned Ford dealership for 11 years. I did payroll, benefits, my title was HR. And this big corporation, Lithium Motors, bought our dealership and flipped my world upside down. So I went from this small dealership to this giant corporation, and they came up with this role for me where they had 300 dealerships across the country that all needed technicians. So they sent me to all the different trade schools and colleges and career fairs, and I interviewed students, and I talked to 20 students before I wanted to hire one until I go to WyoTech. And at WyoTech, I wanted every kid I talked to. These kids were professional, they were skilled, they loved what they were doing, and sometimes they'd have 2 or 3 job offers by the time I got a chance to talk to them. So I knew how different it was. And they have career fairs every 3 months, winter, spring, summer, and fall. So I'd go out as often as I could. And in April of 2023, I got a phone call from WyoTech. They said they were looking for an admissions rep for the whole state of Oregon, and that's why I was interested in the job. And at that point in my life, I was in my career for a long time, and I had 9 grandchildren. I have 10 now. And I'm thinking, this is crazy for me to be making this kind of choice at this point in my life. But the thought of telling students like you about what I see out here, I feel blessed to get to do this. So it's not for everyone. But if it is for you, I get to help you get there. And I've had graduates now. So it's so awesome to see what's happening in the lives of so many of these kids. Because this school is 9 months and you graduate. So I get to see, I've had lots of graduates since 2023. So I have kids that are sending me pictures of the jobs that they're on, and they're making bank, and they're so proud, and they're so happy, and parents that are so happy that their kids are on that kind of a track. So it's my heart is full. It's a great program. So I told you, it's 9 months of school. The way that happens is it is 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, just like a job. But whatever you're taking, say you're taking diesel, it's diesel, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. There's no social studies, there's no English classes, there's nothing else to get in the way of you just focusing on that trade. If you get certified in something and you need to come back a few years later to be recertified, you do that for free. If you move from state to state and you need help finding a job, or say you're in your career for a few years and you go, I just need to change this up. You can come back to any career fair and interview with 12 new employers again, because their commitment to their alumni, their graduates, is lifetime. So, and this is where I lose some students, this can be a deal breaker. So appearance is part of the grade. Guys have to be clean shaven every day. They have to have their hair cut above the collar. Guys pull their hair back into a bun. Girls pull their hair back into a bun, and hair has to be a natural hair color, and no piercings worn at school. So they're looking for students who are willing to uphold standards of the school, and the employers consider this professionalism, and they love it. They love it, love it. So there's an 18 to 1 student to teacher ratio. They don't go above that. I was going to some of these colleges that would have 35 students to a teacher. I don't know how you run like that, much less pay for that. It is the only school I know of that puts together 20 plus activities a month for the students to do. They take the students paintball shooting, go-karting, ice fishing. Every student gets an all-access pass to a rec center that has 3 swimming pools, hot tubs, sauna, indoor track, free weights. This school passes right by it. Oh, look, it's safe. This pool, there's a lap pool, there's a pool outside for the summertime, there's practice chairs. Now this gym is not right next to campus, it's across town. But that being said, town is 10 miles square, so nothing is far away. The University of Wyoming is there, the time you leave there. But this one, July, so we have a start every winter, spring, summer, and fall, and a graduation every winter, spring, summer, fall. So the kids that are seniors this year, if you are deciding you want to go for summer or fall, I think summer is a great time to go because you graduate at the beginning of June and you head out here, you have to be registered on June 30th. So it's a quick turnaround and I think that's a good thing. Otherwise, you can start in the fall, which is September 28th. The housing, student housing. WyoTech, so the most you're going to pay for student housing is $650 a month. And that includes all your utilities, your internet, your cable. It does not, however, include food. So how many of you know how to cook? Good deal. My daughter didn't learn how to cook before she went off to college. She ate a lot of ramen and mac and cheese. But I just heard from a dad the other day who said that they dropped off their son at WyoTech with a crock pot. And the first day of school, he put a roast in that crock pot and went off class. And when they came back, all the kids came back to that dorm, they're all going, what is that smell? And they've seen this crock pot. Well, all of them had brought like air fryers and stuff, so they've never seen a crock pot. And this kid, he's been making money off the crock pot meals ever since. So he's really smart. Anyway, I thought that was a cool story. So how many of you are doing your own laundry? Well, hallelujah. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick video of about housing.
Why get the industry's best hands-on training without sacrificing the college experience? With WyoTech Student Housing, you can. By living on campus, you'll get to experience all of the camaraderie, events, and amenities WyoTech has to offer. Housing amenities include single or double occupancy apartments, on-site smart laundry facilities, and rec rooms. Turnkey lease agreements that flex with whatever core or specialty program you choose. Get the full WyoTech experience with first-class student housing.
Okay, so I told you it's 9 months of school. 6 months of that is core, what we consider core. Your core choices are automotive, diesel, collision and refinishing. And the welding program is a 6-month standalone program. So you graduate in 6 months, not 9, if you take the welding program. Does any of you, if you would know how to weld, any of you ever tried it? Okay. You don't have to know how to weld before you go. You just have to really have the desire to do that. So I'm going to show you a quick video about these 4, and then I'll talk to you about it.
Think diesel is just for pickups? Think again. One of WyoTech's 4 core programs is diesel technology. Diesel technology at WyoTech is all about big rigs, heavy machinery, and powerful engines. We'll dive into everything from advanced diagnostics to fuel systems, learning how to service tractors, semis, and construction. Tune-ups, emission systems, and electrical troubleshooting. We teach it all. If you want to build, repair, and power the machines that keep the world moving, diesel technology is your path to success. Our second core program is automotive technology, featuring light-duty diesel. Automotive technology at WyoTech is for your passion for cars and real-world experience. From engine diagnostics to advanced electrical systems, you get hands-on with the latest tools and tech. Brake systems, suspension, fuel management. We teach it all. And you'll also dive into hybrid, EVs, and light-duty diesel, Duramax, Cummins, and Power Stroke engines. Ready to go beyond just oil change and tire rotations? Automotive technology is your foundation for a career in the fast lane. Our third core program is collision and refinishing. In this program, you'll bring vehicles back to life, inside and out. From frame repair to paint and body work, you'll master the skills to restore vehicles to their factory shine. You'll learn sanding, priming and color management, paintless net repair, STRS work, as well as working with state-of-the-art spray booths and equipment. It's not just about fixing dents and scratches. It's about transforming a vehicle into a work of art. If you're ready to leave your mark on the auto industry, collision and refinishing is your launchpad. Last, but certainly not least, is welding, where precision meets power. construction to motorsports. Master MIG, TIG, and stick welding, all while building projects that push your limits. Whether it's structural, pipe fitting, or custom fabrication, welding is the backbone of industries worldwide. Ready to make your mark with molten metal? Welding at WyoTech, where sparks fly and careers take shape.
So, in any of these programs I'm going to show you, there is videos, there is YouTube videos, Instagram videos, the kids are doing TikToks. You're going to be able to see any of this stuff, these projects. But I'm going to ask you for your information for the end of this. And if you have questions, I want to text you to say thank you for listening to my presentation. And then if you have questions or you want to see an extra YouTube video or something, text me back. That after the thing is over. So this automotive shop, first of all, another thing I want to tell you too is scholarships. There's so many scholarships. In case I forget to tell you, there's so many scholarships that help pay for tuition. There's more scholarships for girls than there are for guys out there because this is a male-dominated field and the girls are killing it. So, and I've enrolled a lot of girls this year, so I want you to just keep that in mind as you're watching some of these videos. This is a 90,000 square foot auto shop. It's humongous. It's such a beautiful shop. I got to watch this place being built. Every 6 weeks the phases change in the 6 month program. So in automotive you'll be doing drivability diagnostics, chassis, engine management systems, drivetrain systems. I'm not going to go through all the details of the stuff that you'll be learning. If you're interested in this, I'm going to give you a book afterwards that gives you all of this information so you can look that over. We are driving around computers on wheels these days, so you can computer tuning and fuel mapping. We're going to get light-duty diesel in this program. They touch on hybrid and electric cars, but they don't even sell electric cars in the whole state of Wyoming. But with that being said, Tesla comes out there and offers jobs to our students. We had, I think our last career fair, we had 12 students get hired by Tesla. Nobody has to bring any tools, they're all provided for you. It's all Snap-on, and you get an opportunity to buy Snap-on at 40 to 60% off while you're out there. And these employers, they can't get that deal. So a lot of times they'll offer jobs that include a tool allowance so the kids can get their tools while they're out there. And another thing is that some of these employers pay back tuition reimbursement. Like PAP-A, if you find a PAP-A that you can work for, they pay half your tuition while you're there, half while you're working for them. There's Waste Connections that is paying full tuition, $5,000 for the tools for a 4-year commitment. That was your certification included in the tuition. And the collision and refinishing, for those of you who might need an auto body, cars will always be in an accident. So this is job security for sure. But it's not, if the car's in an accident, it's not just about making it pretty again. You've got to understand the construction of the vehicle and the steering and suspension systems and the wheel alignments. So you don't learn all of that. You're going to get MIG, TIG, steel and aluminum welding in here. When I was recruiting for Lithia, I was recruiting for some of the body shops. They were looking for people who could do paintless dent repair, and I couldn't find them anywhere. There was only a couple of schools that I knew that taught it, and that was down in California. So getting them to shift around was really hard. So now WyoTech is teaching paintless dent repair, so that's bringing in all kinds of industries. And you guys, this doesn't just relate to cars. It's like RVs and boats, and there's so many industries coming out looking for these kids. And here, if you learn to tape off a vehicle, you tape it off well, you tape it off fast, that's a bump in pay, because a lot of the body shops are looking for that. Then you get to learn how to mix and match paint, because that paint has to match perfectly. Then you're going to get to learn to spray paint these vehicles, you're learning painting techniques. When I was out there a few times ago, there was one of the kids had his little pickup in there, and he was painting it a pearls and candy dark blue. It's so beautiful. You can learn on your own project. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Here's the certifications, again, included in your tuition. Diesel is a money-making field. This is one of our most popular programs. Think of all the things that are diesel from your roads equipment, farm equipment, semi-trucks, generators. You know those trucks that are hauling product from state to state, they got to keep that product at the same temperature? That refrigeration is also diesel. So you're going to learn in-cab and transportation refrigeration. Thank you. These kids, when I was out there recruiting these kids, they would be coming up to me, one of you from Connecticut, one of you from Texas, one of you from Nebraska, and they're best of friends So the welding program, like I told you, is 6 months standalone. And this is, look at all the stuff you'll be learning in here. This is also in that book, so we don't have to go through all the details of it. But you're going to be able to get about 960 hours of welding in that 6 months. That's a lot of time to perfect your craft. And you are going to be working on real world stuff, so you really get to use your abilities and really perfect it. And this class is so popular, we're having to add on 75 more seats because it is growing so fast. If you're truly interested in this, if you're a senior, we need to talk right away because they will say it's full before I know it. If you're a junior, if you give me your information, I'll reach out to you at the beginning of summer when they open up next year's classes and we can start enrolling through the summer to get you a good seat. Specialty programs. So I told you it's 9 months of school, 6 months of the core we just went through. There is a 3-month specialty you get to choose, and I'm going to show you a video of your choices, and then we'll go over them.
Horsepower by design. High-performance powertrains of WyoTech teaches you science behind maximum performance. You run powerful engines on 90, tuning carburetors and ECUs. Understand how race tools such as alcohol make real power. Safety. You'll experience cylinder head coring and polishing, all learning from the pros. This is hands-on learning. This is real-world, high-octane, career-building training. Horsepower is your language. WyoTech speaks it fluently. Want to build something awesome from the ground up? Step up to WyoTech's chassis fabrication division. You'll cut, bend, weld, custom projects. Learn how to notch, brace, and cage like a race car enthusiast. Get hands-on with plasma cutters, MIG and TIG welders, and tubing benders to shape raw steel suspensions and frames for high-performance machines or one-of-a-kind projects. From design to final weld, it's your build, your name, your legacy. This isn't just shop class. It's your first step into motorsports fabrication. In advanced diesel at WyoTech, you'll go deep into diagnostics, emissions, and engine systems that move the world. Learn how to chase down mechanical, electrical, and multiplexing issues like a pro. Big torque, big challenges, bigger opportunities. From bumper to mud flaps, get ready to rebuild, troubleshoot, power the machines that keep America running. If you're a fan of heavy equipment and big machines, advanced diesel is the path for you. Chrome, flames, custom curves. In Street Ride, you'll bring classic cars back to life and give them your own twist. Learn metal shaping, body fabrication, rust repair, and custom mods. Then take it further with airbrushing, pinstriping, flames, and king. This is where raw classics meet modern style. If you've ever dreamed of turning a junkyard find into a showstopper, this is your shot. Don't throw it away. Build it. Paint it. Own it. Street Rod isn't just a class. It's a transformation. Get the skills to run the shop, not just work it. Applied service management at WyoTech teaches you how to manage teams, tackle budgets, and lead customer service, all while getting your associates to it. You'll dive into inventory, marketing, sales, and employee training, all while sharpening your leadership skills. This isn't just for the garage. It's for the business of building, fixing, and running the industry. Ready to run the shop? Get the management skills to your own future. Terminal upholstery. From classic cars to luxury jets, this program is one of a kind. Be ready for unlimited innovation, design, and creativity. Fabric, leather, and foam. You'll work with it all, bringing style and comfort to the seats that make a statement. At WyoTech, you'll learn how to craft and restore seats, interiors, and custom designs. Skills sought after by a wide range of industries. Want to turn your passion for design into a career? Trim and upholstery at WyoTech could be your perfect fit.
Okay, so diesel, advanced diesel, you can only take it to core diesel. But this is a live working shop. So we own a bunch of these trucks, but some of these trucks, ODOT will take off the road after they get so many miles on them, and they have to be completely overhauled before they go back out on the road. So these trucking companies, they'll bring in their trucks, they pay for all the materials, and these kids get to make all the mistakes it takes to learn. They touch these trucks from nose to mud flap, completely overhaul them and get them back out on the road. It's hard to show you the size of these shops in a picture, but they can fit 20 semi-trucks in this shop. It's that big. This is such a cool program, this advanced diesel, but it's all semi-trucks. So applied service management, for those of you, when I was out there recruiting these kids, I was tracking them. I knew when they were going to graduate because I wanted to hire them. So I'd say, so you're graduating next month. And I'd go, no, I'm going to stay on for another 3-month specialty, which you can do as much as you want. But a lot of times when they said that, this is the class they'd stay on for because they realized in the 9 months they were there, they may want to own their own business or run their own shop. Or maybe they want to be a manager of a shop that they're looking at. And in this class, you can get an associate's degree in specialized technology in 3 months. So basically, you're learning, you're going to be pulling a budget out of a hat, and you are going to start your business. You're going to hire employees, you're going to learn marketing plans and management skills. It's a pretty powerful program. Taxipad, for those of you welders or builders who like to build things, these kids are building custom chassis in here, like drift cars and rock crawlers, and everybody knows a roll cage in here. We had a kid from Oregon put a roll cage in his own Subaru. So you, like I said, you can work on your own projects. This is one of the projects that's going on up here. This is where you're going to probably have the most fun looking at some of the YouTube videos and Instagram, because this is, there's all these different projects that these kids are doing. They get super creative in here. I mean, you're bending, steel tubing and just creating things in here. High performance powertrain. So those of you who might be interested in working for a racetrack, or you're looking for more power all the time, power, performance, and tone in this class. This is, maybe a specialty shop. They have a room inside of this shop that is fireproof, and they have a dyno in there, and they bring in these engines that run on methane, alcohol, and sometimes they catch on fire. So this instructor here, he reminds me of a mad scientist. I mean, he's like Bill Nye, the science guy. He really gets into it, and when they rev up these engines in there, you literally get goosebumps walking through this class. I love going through here. It's hard again to show you the size of the shop. One of the gals, I don't know if you guys have HBO Max at home, there is Jessie Combs is considered the fastest woman in the world on 4 wheels. There's a movie about her life on there, but she went to WyoTech, and there is a foundation that they put together for girls going into this, into the trades, and there's a huge scholarship, by the way. This girl, she took several of our classes and built a race car out there while she was out there. This street rod and custom fab, are any of you in the old muscle cars? So this might be the program for you. So this is not so much about working on the engines as it is the body shape and style. This car here, the instructor at Redmond High School has twin sons that went to WyoTech. This is one of his son's vehicles because, like I said, you can work on your own project. You're going to shape metal in there. You're going to use everything from a hammer to sophisticated equipment. They don't know where you're going to wind up. They want to make sure you're using all different kinds of equipment. And you get to get real creative. Maybe take welding in here, airbrushing. Guys, the airbrushing is so cool. I talked to a girl out there who was doing this beautiful flag, and she said, I can't even draw a stick figure, and look what I'm doing. She was doing this because it's technique that you're learning. And then trim and upholstery. This is a lost art. So what's happening is the people that are doing this job are retiring, and we have not done a good job in this country of replacing them. So there is a humongous need in this country for trim and upholstery workers. Think about all the things that have trim and upholstery, from your car and truck to boats and planes and your own home furnishings. Everyone in this program right now has job offers because we have contracts with cruise liners and airlines and stuff. And I've checked with Oregon, there's more than a year out. It's that needed. So in all of WyoTech, you goes through a career fair with those attendance pins. Those employers already want to hire him, haven't even talked to him. That says that kid shows up on time and he's dependable, and every single employer wants that. You combine that with being a WyoTech student, these employers already want you. So there is another opportunity too. Oh, then back to the trim and upholstery, you get to do headliners in there. Look at the leather and stuff and fabric that they're working with. It's super cool in here. This guy, this is another opportunity. He has a different colored shirt on. He's considered an Eagle Tech. Eagle Techs are nominated by their instructor. It's that kid that goes the extra mile. You know, the one who does community service. He's helpful in class. You know what I'm talking about, that kid. They get nominated by their instructor, and when they walk through a career fair, I have literally seen employers fight over them with wages. I've seen them come in with a Learjet, pick up 5 or 6 of these guys, fly them back to Texas, wine and dine them, and send them back with job offers. It's wild what happens for an Eagle Tech, and this is another opportunity for you out there. Look at the leather he's working with in that trim and upholstery shop. Okay, so I told you that you could work on your own projects. Now, that's kind of hard to say when it comes to diesel because you're not going to drive out there in a semi-truck or a tractor. But most of the other classes, after a couple months of proving yourself that you're going to keep your grades up, you're going to have good attendance, and you can afford the parts, you can literally bring in your own rig and be working on it and learning on it. When I was out there, my first fall session I took out, there was 33 Oregon kids that enrolled, and only one of them flew. I had 32 kids driving to WyoTech, to Laramie, Wyoming. It's at least an 18-hour drive. I had kids coming from Pendleton and Seaside and all over Oregon, and I was nervous that they weren't going to make it on time because, I mean, that's a ways, and they were driving some terrible rigs. I mean, some of them were like, oh my gosh. Some of them took their parents out with them, they put them on a flight, and they went home while they kept the vehicle there. But you do not have to have a vehicle to be out there, I just want you to know that. I'm going to pass out some of these videos because after lunch you guys tend to want to go to sleep. But if you want to watch any of these videos, get on YouTube, get on Instagram, or just let me know that you want me to send you some of those and I can email you those when I text you. Then make sure you've got a good resume built. They coach you on interview skills, they bring in the employers, they set up the interviews. You can't lose. It's like anything with life, you get out of it, what you put into it, and if you put your heart into this, it's going to pay you back. If you're not going to do that, if you're not putting your heart into it, if you don't really care, you slump off, they're not going to keep you there anyway, because their name goes on you. So you put in the effort, and it's going to reward you. This is what a career fair looks like. This is in that 90,000 square foot auto shop. This is where I came from. So they bring in 100, 120 employers every 3 months, and you get a chance to just mingle with them. This is where a lot of the job offers are happening. But the day before this is interview day, so you get a chance to pick and choose whoever you want to interview with, and you can interview all day long if you want to. We've had kids that'll go into those interview days, interview with 12 employers, and come out with 9 or 10 job offers. So there's lots of potential for career in there. I wish I hadn't put this in there. He's sticking on this. Okay. See these earth roamers in here? When I was out there with Lithia, these things used to drive me crazy because we would have our table set up and kids would pass us right up to get over these earth roamers because these guys are also looking for, people to help build these things. Anybody have an idea of how much these things cost?
$1,000.
Try 200 to 300,000, and I just left a school that went and looked these up before I left. They found one for 800,000. That is stupid money. I don't even know. I can't fathom. That's the price of a house. But anyway, people are actually paying that money, and so they are out there. They're looking for employees as well. So it's super easy to get enrolled. We just have to sit down, you and me, your senior year, or the summer before your senior year. We sit down, you and me, and your parents, or guardians, or whoever is your support. And we take about 20 minutes, give your parents or whoever the ability to ask questions. You ask questions. If you guys decide if it's right for you, I get to help you get there. So, but that is how, and then you have to tell me the date you want to go, the programs you want to take, and then I put an email out to you with the application in it. Almost every kid has filled it out on their phone. It's that simple. So it's not hard to get enrolled in WyoTech. It's just, you just have to make vision, well-being terminal upholstery.
Oh.
Sorry.
So, you're gonna just add that,
Anybody else have a question? What's your question?
I know this is a bit of a garden anniversary, but how walkable is the campus? Like, there's like roads everywhere, and it doesn't look walkable to me.
It's walkable.
Like,
Some of our housing, the furthest any of our housing is away from the campus is 4 miles. What's your question?
Do you have like the equipment simulator section?
Construction?
Yeah.
So you've seen what we have, that's all we have, so it's construction of vehicles, not construction of homes or anything. Anybody else? So I have some information I'd like to get from you. If you're interested in any of this, I'd like you to give me your cell phone number. Are you okay with me passing these out, or do you want to, like, if they raise their hand, they can do it, or? If you fill these out, I've got a book for you, and a lanyard, and a sticker if you want. But if you're not interested in it at all, you don't have to fill this out.
Tell me when to stop recording. Okay, I can.